Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're going to do a first date tier list. This was actually a recommendation by a loyal Patreon subscriber. So shout out to you for the video idea. This is a great idea. And this is something that I've never done. I've never done one of these tier list videos. It's going to be super, super fun. And here I've gathered a list of the most popular 17 date ideas that I've done that you guys probably will do too. And as you see here on the left-hand side, we got at the top, Digital Romeo. Next up, Seasoned Playboy, Amateur Playboy, Average Joe, White Knight, and Beta Cuck. This is where we want most of our things to fall into. These top three right here. These bottom three means you need to make some changes, man. Now, before we get into it, we must also discuss what makes a great first date. What puts it into these categories at the top? One is going to be casual. So the date must be like, not anything crazy, just in a casual setting, casual environment, no pressure. Two, it must be intimate. Intimate meaning it doesn't come off too friendly, not too platonic. There's a case where you could physically escalate, where you can set the mood, be a little bit flirty, and it'd be okay. All right. And then number three, it must be low investment. First date is all about getting to know the woman, and it's more so an interview to see if you guys are compatible. Most first dates, you probably won't even see that girl again. So that's why it must be low investment. So those three things: casual, intimate, and low investment. All right, up first, we have the bar, the picture right here. Now, the bar is a casual environment, usually set at night. And it's actually a very popular date idea, like going out for drinks. You don't necessarily have to drink alcohol, but the fact that it's casual, is intimate due to the environment, especially if you go to a bar with a nice vibe, a nice theme, and it's low investment, given that you're not going to like a crazy expensive bar. They can get expensive. Like if you go to like these crazy rooftop bars or anything like that, then yeah. But if you're just going to the local bar or some decent bar, like drinks probably won't cost you more than $30, $25 for both of you guys. All right. So I'm gonna have to rate that in the Digital Romeo tier. Let's go get drinks. That's pretty much the standard date idea. All right, up next we got fast casual food. So this is not necessarily dinner, but going to get like quick bites. So going to a food truck, going to a taco place, going to Chipotle, going to, where you can get food for probably $10 to $13. I'm gonna have to write this in the Average Joe lane. And the reason is because it doesn't hit the three pillars. Yes, it's casual. It's not really intimate because most of these dates, you're going throughout the daytime or afternoon. Plus, just eating food just doesn't set for an intimate environment. A lot of these girls don't like to eat in front of you how they normally would because they're afraid of judgment. I'm sure you guys have been on food first dates where the girl either doesn't eat a lot or she acts like she isn't hungry. And then some of these girls have like stomach issues and shit. So overall, it's just not good. And this is something that just an average guy would suggest and or do. So this could be a stacked first date. So meaning you go to a bar and then go get food. But like fast casual by itself, no bueno. All right, up next we have bowling. Now, bowling is one of the date activities that is low investment, can be fun if you like it. And for that reason, I'm going to have to put this one in the Amateur Playboy. Hitting our 3 points. This is definitely casual. You can get intimate with bowling because it's a physical activity. It sets the vibe. You can laugh. It's easy to trade conversation, especially in between bowling sets. And more than likely, you guys are like at the couch and you probably ordered like drinks or even fast casual food. So bowling is a date that almost combines everything alongside with the aspect of physical activity. That's why I'm going to have to rank this one an Amateur Playboy. And then once again, you can stack other dates alongside with that. Up next, we have a movie date. So going to the movies, I'm going to have to put this one at White Knight. Movie dates are perhaps one of the worst first dates you can go on. Yeah, in the movies, it make it seem like, oh, they're so nice. Wrap your arm around her. You guys are laughing and talking in between the movie. But more than likely, it's not going to go that way. What's actually going to happen is that you're going to talk with her a little bit before you get to the movies. You're going to sit quiet in the movies for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, maybe make some comments and small remarks. But overall, you're not really getting to know her. You're not creating emotion through your conversation because you can't talk. Now, at most, you can physically escalate, but you can only comfortably do that after you've spoken with her for quite a bit of time. And kind of, putting your arm around her during the movie, this is so like cringe and like just common. Like that's some shit you'll see in the movies, right? So we're gonna have to put that at white knight. All right, up next we got the club. So like nightlife. This is not a bar. This is like literally going to a club. And I'm gonna have to put this one at seasoned playboy. Now you guys might be surprised I had this and shocked, but a club first dates, given that she doesn't know everybody there, given that she like doesn't know the bouncer or whatever, are almost always guaranteed to get you laid if that's what you're looking for. The reason is because we got the atmosphere of the bar. You guys can talk, but also the biggest thing with clubs is that you can super easily physically escalate through dancing. Like every time I've taken a girl out to a club environment for a first date or even a second date, almost always, like actually not almost always, they always come back with me. That's because like throughout the few hours we were there, we were drinking, laughing at the bar, we get up, dance, touch each other. It just makes for a good environment for you to pull back, given that she doesn't get too sweaty or grody or anything like that. But club first dates, almost always you're gonna close if you go that route. All right, next we got walk in the park. I'm gonna have to put this as seasoned playboy. Now it doesn't have to be a walk in the park. It could be like walk on the beach if you live in a beach environment, or walk in a scenic nature environment. Not necessarily hiking. Don't get this confused. This is not hiking, like where you strap up your boots and walk up mountains and shit. I'm talking about just a casual walk for a few hours, or maybe go to a trail, a park or something where you don't get super sweaty. That's seasoned playboy. And the reason is because it hits all three things quite perfectly. It's casual. This is perhaps the most low investment you can get because you're literally spending no money. All you're doing is spending your time. You can obviously talk, and you can get intimate on a walk by doing some physical escalation sort of things, like wrapping your arm around her as you're talking, sitting down on a bench, putting your hand on her knee. Like walking the parks, especially as first dates, are really, really good. And it's even better if a girl agrees to this because it shows that she really, really likes you. All right, up next we have gym dates. I'm gonna have to put this at amateur playboy. Now, I've been on a few gym dates over the past few years, and they've always turned out fairly well. The only downside is that you definitely can't pull back or get intimate after a gym date, obviously, because more than likely the time frame you're going throughout the day, they're sweaty, you're sweaty. But it does make for a good environment for her to feel really comfortable with you, and for a good setup for the second date for her to come over or to get more closer to you. So that's why I like the gym date, especially if she's a gym girl. You can work out among common interests. You can also, physically escalate quite easily if you're into calisthenics. If she's doing a pull-up, assist her with her pull-ups. Hold her back while doing a handstand. Like I've done all this stuff and it's turned out fairly well. So gym dates, casual, intimate, definitely low investment, amateur playboy. All right, up next we got lounges, and that's going to go into the digital Romeo tier. Now a lounge is very similar to a bar, but think of it in a more laxed environment with couches, and you usually have like a server or maybe a waitress who comes out, brings you drinks. Or sometimes you can just go to the bar, then go back to the couch where you were staying. Some places are a combination of bars and lounges, but I found lounges to be like overall just the best. It's a casual environment. You're not sitting at a high top bar. They usually have better drinks and more expensive drinks. So it's not necessarily quite as low investment as getting drinks in the bar or definitely a walk in the park. But the environment is just like very comfortable and super, super nice, and it has a bar aspect to it already. So if you're more mature, if you're late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, then going to a lounge should be something that you regularly do and have to your first date tool set. All right, up next we got coffee. Coffee is going into average Joe. Coffee dates, super low investment. I think that's why they're so popular. However, they are way too platonic, way too interviewee, way too platonic. This is almost very similar to getting fast casual food, or in some cases getting dinner, just without the cost. You know, it gives a really friendly vibe, almost as if you guys are just purely interviewing each other to see if you like each other, which is essentially what a first date is. However, you don't want to make it seem that way. Also, on a coffee date, I've never seen anybody, you know, physically escalate or close on a coffee date. So it depends on your intentions. Like if you're okay with like having, you know, dates 3, dates 4, dates 5 before anything goes anywhere, then yeah, go out on a coffee date. However, this would not be my first choice, and this is something that, you know, a lot of women have expressed distaste in due to the popularity of it from the average Joe. So me personally, I would avoid it. If you're enjoying this content, you're gonna be mind blown by my Patreon. As a supporter, you'll get access to now over 100 videos of in-depth dating insights, valuable self-improvement tips, and juicy uncut content you won't find anywhere else. And no, you won't break the bank. You're gonna get access to everything for the literal price of a sandwich. This is a great way to support me and my work so that I can keep creating high quality content for you. I'm engaging with my Patreon community and posting new videos every single week. So if you want more value and exclusive access, head over to my Patreon page. I'll leave a link down below. Now, back to the video. Up next, we got shopping. Shopping, immediate beta cuck. Now, you guys might be confused, like, what do you mean take a girl out shopping? Guys with money or guys with just a really high disposable income, especially with dealing with a woman who is highly out of their league from a physical attraction standpoint, or a girl they're not used to, they will go down the beta cuck route and just go crazy without any sort of compliance, without any sort of effort or intimacy from the woman. Just literally take her shopping, buy her that designer bag without no effort. I've seen it mostly online. I haven't seen this done in real life, but I know it definitely happens. Never take a girl shopping. You can go to the mall, right? Go to the mall on the first date, hang out or whatever, but don't be spending money on her. All right, for this one, we're gonna have to cue the business meeting theme song, and that is Wine and Chill, or come over to the crib, wine and good talks. The picture for that is actually just me myself. So we're gonna have to put that definitely in the digital Romeo tier. You guys know, when a girl is willing to come over your place on the first date, you set the environment. Yeah, you guys are talking on the couch, having wine, having drinks, or even just having water or whatever, but this is the absolute lowest investment that you can get out of a woman. You can only get this with women who are high attraction towards you. Like, that's it. Probably 70 to 80% of my first dates were crib first dates. You know, I've talked about the no dates game, the no date setup, and my process and dating funnel system in order to allow that to happen more consistently. So that's why it's at Digital Romeo, man. This is casual. You can get intimate literally within 20 minutes if you know what you're doing. And this is super, super low investment, obviously, outside of you buying wine or whatever, you know, assets you have in your house. That's literally it. So that will have to be my top one, alongside with bar and the lounge. All right, up next we got a creative activity, and I'm gonna have to put this in the average Joe. So this could be like painting with a twist, a cooking class, anything creative that you guys are doing something cute together. You know, usually it's something artistic or cooking or something like that. As you see, this was me when I did it a few months ago. This was not a first date though, keep in mind. The reason why it's average Joe is because yes, it's casual, but usually it's not low investment and also impossible to get intimate. This is something that is better set for like maybe date number 10, date number 15. This is something that's definitely better for a girl that you're already dating, a girl who's already proven that she likes you, you know? And like I said, these classes usually aren't cheap, and you really can't do much. You can't even really talk, honestly. Like, you're more so trying to follow the instructor, listening to what they're saying. So for that reason, average Joe, not really the best first date idea. All right, up next we got shooting pool, and I'm gonna have to put this one at seasoned Playboy. Out of all the activities you can do, so I'm talking about like bowling, pool, throwing darts is close up there too, that I did not include in this list, but throwing darts I will also put in this alongside with pool. It's just a relaxed, casual, intimate sort of game that also sparks the competitive nature out of some people, thus making it more fun, and you can easily have a conversation throughout this process. Now with pool dates, it's usually going to be best when you stack it with something. So you go to a bar, you talk for a little bit, and then you also go play pool in the same environment. or you go to a lounge and then you go play pool in the same environment or go throw darts, anything like that. But if you suggest playing pool as a first date, then usually is well agreed upon, and most girls suck at pool and at darts. So, you can escalate, help them with their form, all the cliche stuff. It actually works. So I'm gonna have to put this one at the top. Up next, we got dinner. So that's definitely going at white night. And this is a tablecloth dinner. This is like a dinner with a proper waiter or waitress, but the entree items minimum like $30 each. And yeah, that might not seem like a lot for some people. It's not even a lot to me. And I can go on first date dinners. It's just the fact that it's more so higher investment. Is fairly not casual, especially if you have to dress nice or dress decent if you go to this place, unlike the fast casual sort of food, and also nearly impossible in terms of getting intimate. And a lot of women use guys for like free dinners. They take the leftovers to the guy that they're actually sleeping with at the time. This has happened to me countless of times, and for that reason, I will never ever take a girl out to dinner on the first date. Maybe the fourth date, maybe the third date if I got close to smashing the second or first date, but it will never be something really expensive. That's also once again reserved for a girl who has proven that she likes you and a girl who you are dating consistently for a good amount of time. All right, up next we have the museum. I'm gonna have to put at amateur playboy. I was in between average Joe and amateur playboy, but with the museum, depending on what it is, it's fairly similar to like a walk in the park, except for you just now have something to look at. So I do think museums are quite boring, and I really don't like going to them personally. However, if you're in a place to where you got free museums around you, and a lot of them, my city really doesn't have a lot, then that could be a good first date idea. That's low investment, that's casual, and that could be intimate depending on what time frame you go. Up next, we got vacation. You guys already know, beta cuck. If you're flying a girl out to a destination to see you for the first time, then you are hardcore simping. This is once again things that guys do for women who they're not used to seeing, and or guys who are in vast scarcity. Like you're just not used to dealing with women and you're trying to impress her. You're trying to, really stand out from the crowd, and women never respect a guy who will fly them out on a 5-star vacation to an island for the first date, or even the first few days, honestly. Especially all expenses paid. Yeah, absolutely not. And then lastly, we have mini golf. I'm gonna put that in amateur playboy. Me personally, once again, I don't enjoy mini golf dates because I just don't like the process of continuously like hitting the ball in the hole. I'm trying to hit the ball in some other holes, if you know what I mean. But it could be a good first date, especially at night. You could get intimate with her too. It's fairly casual. It's fairly inexpensive. You can also stack this amongst other dates. So play mini golf first, then go to a bar. I always say the rule, 2 locations in 2 hours. If it's close by, then you can also stack the dates as I said, but depending on what you like doing. Since I don't like playing mini golf, I'm gonna pick these other options. Here's what you guys need to remember is the fact that the dates that aren't really good first dates can be good 3rd, 4th, 5th dates, depending on the level of investment that you're getting shown from her. For example, fast casual food could be a good 2nd or 3rd date. Maybe something creative could be a good 3rd or 4th date. Movies, I would stay clear from. Pretty much anything in orange to red, I would stay clear from, unless you've been dating her for a very long time. But also, remember you can date stack. Then also some of these things you can use for further dates if you run out of ideas. And pretty much every major city is gonna have all of these you can do within a 10 to 15, 20 minute mile sort of radius. All right, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the video idea. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.